Okay, now we have seen the concepts of impulse and momentum principle. Okay, we have seen collision, different type of collision, direct central impact, oblique central impact, then force into time, it is impulse. If force is not constant, it is variable, then impulse is integral t1 to t2 f dt. Okay, based on these concepts, we will be solving few numericals. Okay, so first we will start with a derivation. A small derivation is there. What is given here? Prove that for a perfectly elastic body. So I'll draw the diagram first. Okay, now understand the question. Prove that for a perfectly elastic body, two equal masses. So here we have mass m, this is also mass m. So I'll write down here, this is mass m, this is mass m. Participating in collision, exchange their velocities. Meaning, what is meaning of this? I'll give you an example here. Suppose we have, this is mass m. Okay, initial velocity of this mass is u1. Then initial velocity of another mass, it is 0, suppose. Okay, for simplicity I am considering this 0. Okay, so what is asked, what we have to prove? These two bodies are perfectly elastic bodies. Okay, so initial velocity is u1 of m mass, another mass, its initial velocity is 0. After collision, they will exchange their velocity, meaning final velocity of mass 1, it will become 0, and v2, it will be equal to u1. This we have to prove. Meaning the body is, both the bodies are exchanging their velocity. Okay, first body it comes to rest, and second body it travels with velocity v2, and that velocity v2 is equal to u1. That we have to prove. u1 is equal to v2. This we have to prove. Okay, so how you can prove this? First we will consider law of conservation of momentum. So by law of conservation of momentum, what I can write? Mass is m. Okay, so m into u1 plus m into u2 is equal to m into v1 plus m into v2. Now mass is same everywhere. So mass you can take common from left hand side, right hand side, it will get cancelled. So what equation you will get? You will get u1 plus u2 is equal to v2 plus v1. This is equation 1. Next, we will use coefficient of restitution equation. So E is equal to velocity of separation v2 minus v1 upon velocity of approach u1 minus u2. So now we have to consider perfectly elastic collision. Okay, so I'll write down for perfectly elastic collision. What I can write down? E is equal to 1. Okay, so if you substitute value of E is equal to 1, what equation you will get? u1 minus u2 is equal to V2 minus V1. Okay, then I can get value of V2 from this equation. So V2 is equal to U1 minus U2 plus V1. This is equation number 2. Substitute value of this equation, value of V2 in this equation, equation 1. So what I'll get, I'll write it down over here. Substitute 2 in 1. Okay, so U1 plus U2 equal to, instead of writing this V2, I'll use this equation. Okay, so what is that value? U1 minus U2 plus V1, and last term plus V1 is remaining. Okay, so here U1 and U1 will get cancelled. Right hand side U2, you can take it on left hand side, you will get 2U2. This is equal to 2 times V1. So basically U2 is equal to V1. So what is this meaning of this? We will see. What is U2? This is U2. Okay, initial velocity before impact of second mass. And what is V1? V1 is final velocity after impact. So that is equal. So here I have just given you an example that if U2 is 0, this V1 should also be 0 if impact is perfectly elastic, and that itself we have proved over here. Okay, now what we will prove next, U1 is equal to V2. Okay, initial velocity of mass 1 before impact is equal to final velocity of mass 2 after impact. Meaning whatever U1 value is there, same value is this V2 value. Okay, so we'll continue with this. We have value of U2. Okay, so substitute this value in 1. Okay, so here we have equation 1. Okay, if U2, this value is equal to V1, this V1 and this V1 will get cancelled. Okay, and finally you will get U1 is equal to V2, hence proved. Okay, so substitute the values in equation 1. U1 plus U2 is equal to V2 plus V1. This is equation 1. Now substitute the value of U2 as V1. So U1 plus V1 is equal to V2 plus V1. V1 will get cancelled on both the sides, and we will get U1 is equal to V2, hence proved. Okay, so what we have proved here, we will see that once again. For perfectly elastic body, two equal masses, okay, mass of both the balls, it is same, two equal masses participating in collision exchange their velocities. Meaning initial velocity was U1, okay, and then after impact velocity is exchanged and V2 is equal to U1. Whereas if you consider before impact U2 was 0 and after impact V1 is 0. So they have exchanged their velocities after collision. This is what we have proved. So here you can write down, you have to prove both, right? U1 equal to V2 and U2 equal to V1. Next we will see. Okay, we will see this question now. A body of mass 2 kg is projected upwards from the surface of the ground at t equal to 0 with a velocity 20 meter per second. So a ball from the bottom side, it is thrown in upward direction with a velocity 20 meter per second. At the same time, another body of mass 2 kg is dropped. Here what is written? Dropped. So for other body, since this is dropped, initial velocity will be what? 0. Along same line from a height of 25 meter. So here one body is there, here one body is there. This body is thrown in upward direction with velocity 20 meter per second. Other body, it is dropped in downward direction. Distance between these two is 25 meter. If they collide elastically, okay, so here we will consider perfectly elastic collision. E is equal to 1. Find the velocity of body A and B just after collision. Okay, so I'll draw the diagram for this question now. This is one ball on the top side. This is one ball on bottom side. Okay, now suppose bottom ball is A and top ball, here mass is given. Okay, I am considering this as ball. So what will happen? Now the distance is given here. Distance between this, I'll mark the distance. Suppose this is ground. So this distance is given as 25 meter height. Okay, now what will happen? They will collide at a particular location. Okay, we don't know that location. So what I'll do, I'll draw the two balls again. Suppose this is the line of impact. Okay, so after impact, suppose ball location is this one. Okay, so suppose this is location of ball. This is ball B and suppose this is ball A. Okay, so we can write down the height now. Okay, for this position. So this height is HA and this height is HB. Now we'll talk about the velocities. Okay, initial velocity of block A. Okay, if you consider from the ground side it is thrown. Okay, so here I'll draw a velocity vector. What is UA? UA is, it is given in the question, 20 meter per second. Next, mass B, okay, second mass, it is dropped from this elevation. Okay, so this will be initial velocity UB. Since it is dropped, it is equal to 0. Okay, now we'll see the further definition of velocities. Now if you consider ball A, I'll say that as ball 1 as well. Okay, so just before impact, velocity is U1. And just after impact, velocity of ball A or ball 1, it is V1. Okay, now we'll talk about velocity of ball B. Just before impact, velocity will be in downward direction, it will be U2. And just after impact, velocity of ball, it will be V2. So U meaning just before impact, V meaning just after impact, 1 meaning ball A, and 2 is meaning, what is meaning of 2? Ball B. Okay, so these are the few velocities which we have defined. Okay, now what is written here? When time is equal to 0, this velocity UA 20 meter per second, this is when time is equal to 0 seconds. Now what will be our approach? Understand that. What we will do, the total height is given 25 meter. So HA, okay, ball A, it will travel HA height, ball B, it will travel HB height, and then there will be collision. So HA plus HB it is given as 25 meter. Now how to calculate HA and HB? You can use H is equal to UT plus half AT square. Using this you will get HA and HB, add this, and this total is equal to 25 meter. Okay, that will be our approach. So using that we will get equation. Okay, and when you solve this you will get the value of height. Okay, so we'll solve this question now. So velocities of both bodies before collision. So I'll consider first vertical upward motion of body A. Vertical upward motion of body A. What will be this? This will be equal to, I'll write down the equation. H is equal to UT plus half AT square. Now body A, it is moving from bottom to top. Okay, so what is the height it is traveling? HA equal to, what is the initial velocity? UA into time plus half into acceleration due to gravity into time square. Now we will substitute the values. HA is equal to, what is UA? Initial velocity is in upward direction. Okay, so it will be plus 20 meter per second. Okay, so 20 into time is t, minus, why minus? Because motion is in upward direction, acceleration due to gravity is downward, so minus, this will be minus g. Okay, so minus half into 9.81 into t square. Next we will consider vertically downward motion of body B. What I can write here, see the diagram again. Okay, H is equal to UT plus half AT square. Now direction of motion of this body, it is downward. Okay, in the direction of G. Okay, so what equation I can write down? I'll write the equation here first. H is equal to UT plus half AT square. What is H? H is equal to HB. Initial velocity, what is the value? It is 0. UB is 0. So this will get cancelled. So this term will get cancelled, equal to half G will be positive into 9.81 into t square. So we have two equations now. This is equation 1 and this is equation 2. Now what condition we have to use? HA plus HB is equal to 25 meter. This is equation of HA, this is equation of HB. So HA plus HB is equal to 25 meters. So add 1 and 2. T minus half into 9.81 t square plus half into 9.81 into t square is equal to 25. So these two terms will get cancelled. So what is remaining? 20t is equal to 25. So time is equal to 1.25 seconds. Okay, so what we have calculated here, at time equal to 0 seconds, position of ball, it is this position. And then at time equal to 1.25 seconds, position of ball is HA. Position of ball A is HA. Same way, at time equal to 1.25 seconds, position of ball B is HB. That we have found out. Okay, so next we will, what we have to find? We have to find velocities of body A and B just after collision. Okay, now we will come to these velocities. Just before impact, just after impact, and this is just before impact, and this is just after impact. Okay, so for body A, what we can write? V is equal to U plus AT. Okay, what is V? V will be U1. Okay, if you consider motion from A to this position, we have to use V is equal to U plus AT. So what is V? Final velocity is U1. Initial velocity is 20 plus A, acceleration due to gravity, it will be negative. Why? Because motion is from bottom to top. So minus G into what is the time? Time we have calculated 1.25 seconds. So using that we will get U1. What is U1? Velocity before impact. Same way for body B, you have to consider motion from this position to this position. So what I can write? V is equal to U plus AT. Okay, what is V? Velocity before impact, U2. What is initial velocity? Since body is dropped, initial velocity is 0, so this value will be 0. Now motion of B, it is in the direction of gravity, so plus G into time. What will be this time? 1.25 seconds. So using that we can calculate U2. So we can calculate U1 and U2 in this way. So suppose this intermediate point, suppose this point is C. Okay, so first I'll consider motion from A to C. Suppose this point is A, okay, and this point is B. So first we will consider motion A to C. Okay, even ball or body is A. Don't get confused. I'm just giving you some notations here so that you can understand. So I'll write down for body A. What I can write? V is equal to U plus AT. What is V? Just before impact. That will be U1 for body A, equal to initial velocity is, it is thrown by 20 meter per second in upward direction. So 20. Now since it is thrown from bottom to top, body A, G value will be negative. So minus 9.81 into T is 1.25. So from here I can calculate U1. U1 is equal to 7.7375 meter per second. Now for the simplification, I will substitute the values here in this equation. Okay, this V will be U1 equal to U will be U0, and then this will be plus G into T. Now that G, it will become negative. Why? Because body is thrown from bottom to top. Next we will consider for body B. V is equal to U plus AT. What is the, we are considering which motion now? Motion from this point to this point. Okay, so this motion is in the direction of gravity. So first point is we have to take plus G. Second, initial velocity is 0 and final velocity just before impact is U2. Okay, so I'll write down the equation now. So final velocity is U2, initial velocity is 0 plus GT. Okay, substitute the values, you will get U2 is equal to 0 plus 9.81 into time is 1.25 seconds. So you will get this value as 12.2625 meter per second. Now what about the direction of velocity? From the diagram you can understand the direction. So we'll see the direction. U1 direction is upward and U2 direction, it is downward. So I'll write down the directions in bracket. So U1 is upward and U2, it is downward. Now what is asked next, we will see that. What we have to find? Velocities of body A and B just after collision. So we have found velocity of both the bodies just before collision, u1 and u2. Now we have to find v1 and v2. Okay, and it is given that they collide elastically, meaning perfectly elastic, E is equal to 1. So we have to use coefficient of restitution equation. Okay, so I'll write down, since bodies collide elastically, E is equal to 1. Okay, so what is the equation of E? E is equal to velocity of separation v2 minus v1 upon velocity of approach u1 minus u2. So if E is 1, what we can write? v2 minus v1 is equal to u1 minus u2. Now very important point I am going to write. Okay, now this point we have seen previously as well. Okay, before this there was a derivation. What was that point? Impact between two bodies is elastic, therefore there will be no loss of energy. Both the bodies will exchange their velocities but will move in opposite direction after collision, provided what? Mass is getting cancelled. Okay, here we are considering same mass, right? Here you can see in the question, a body of mass 2 kg and another body of mass 2 kg, and this derivation we have seen just before this. If we have two bodies of same mass m, if they collide together and the collision is perfectly elastic, E is equal to 1, then they exchange their velocities. Okay, same case is there for this numerical. Okay, both the bodies A and B, they are having same mass, they are perfectly elastic. So after collision what will happen? Before collision this is the velocity u1. After collision what you will get? This v2 value, it will become equal to u1 value. Okay, and you can say that this u2 value, it will become equal to v1. Okay, so we can find velocities of A and B just after collision. If ball A, it is traveling in upward direction, okay, here u1 is in upward direction and final velocity v1 is in downward direction. Whereas if you consider body B, initial velocity is in downward direction, final velocity is in upward direction. So what will happen, since these two blocks or bodies, they have same mass and they collide elastically, they will exchange their velocity, meaning u1 will be equal to v2 and u2 will be equal to v1. So I'll write down the final answer. Okay, what is that? v1 is equal to, what will be v1? Okay, this is v1. This v1 will be equal to u2. Okay, and direction will change. Initially u1 was upward, now v1 is downward. Okay, so v1 is equal to u2, and what is u2? 12.2625 meter per second. Okay, so this value v1, it will be equal to u2 and it is equal to 12.2625 meter per second, and what is the direction? It will be downward. Okay, so after impact you can see the velocity vector direction. Okay, initially it was upward, now the vector direction is downward. Okay, now here next part, what will be v2? So we have calculated velocity of body A just after collision, that is V1. Now we will see V2. What is that? Velocity of body B just after collision. So what will be V2? V2 will be equal to U1, and U1 value we have already calculated, and V2 is in upward direction. Okay, so I'll write down V2 is equal to U1, and this value is equal to 7.7375 meter per second, and direction is upward. Now don't get confused over here. What is written here? They move in opposite direction after collision. Meaning, what is meaning of this statement? So meaning is V2, which is velocity after collision, it will be equal to U1, that is, it has exchanged the velocity. Okay, now the direction of V2 is same as direction of U1, and magnitude is also same, direction is also same, but V2 is opposite to U2. That here you can see. Same way, after collision, V1, it is equal to U2. Okay, magnitude is also same and direction is also same, and this V1, it is opposite to the direction of U1, but the value of V1 is equal to U2, and the direction is also same as U2. Next numerical. Okay, I'll read the question. A particle of mass 1 kg is acted upon by a force F, which varies as shown in figure. So here what is given? Force versus time, Ft diagram is given. So you have already seen impulse is what? Integral T1 to T2 F dt. If the initial velocity of the particle is 10 meter per second. Okay, so initial velocity meaning it is at which point? This point. Okay, here 10 meter per second. This is the initial velocity. Determine what is the maximum velocity attained by the particle. Now if you see the diagram, where will be the maximum velocity attained at this location? Okay, here the force is largest. Okay, so here velocity will be maximum. So we have to find velocity. Okay, now how to solve this question? Second point we will see afterwards. How to solve this question? I'll write down the first point. Maximum velocity. This we have to calculate. Now how to find maximum velocity? V will be maximum at F equal to 20 Newton. Okay, so what is impulse? Impulse is equal to area under Ft curve, and this is equal to what is impulse? It is change in momentum, right? Final momentum minus initial momentum. So mass, if I am taking same mass, why? Because this particle, it is having same mass, right? So mass into change in velocity. Okay, so we'll consider first area under this triangle. Okay, area under this line 0 to 20 Newton. Okay, why? We have to calculate velocity at this location. Okay, and velocity will be maximum over here, and initial point we will consider 0. Okay, when time is 0, we will consider this point. So what will be impulse? It is area under Ft curve. Okay, so half into what is base? Base is time. Okay, time is 10 seconds, and what is height? Force 20 Newton. So half into base is 10 and height is 20. This is area equal to mass is 1. Okay, and what is the change in velocity? Change in velocity will be this velocity, which is maximum velocity at this point, minus initial velocity 10 meter per second. So 1 in bracket, final velocity will be Vmax minus initial velocity is 10. Okay, next only unknown in this equation, Vmax, it is equal to 110 meter per second. So this is first answer. What is the second question? We will see that now. What is asked? Time when the particle will be at point of reversal. Okay, so I'll define a time in the diagram. Suppose this is the time, for example, where the particle reverses. This is time t. Okay, so what I'll write? Okay, now here the nature of this graph, it is continuous. Okay, it is in this nature only. Okay, so what will be this length of the rectangle? It will be, total time is how much? T, when the particle is at a point of reversal. Okay, so what will be this length? It will be T total time minus this much is what? 10 seconds. Okay, so this will be equal to, I'll mark the length in the diagram. So this length will be T minus 10 seconds. Okay, so I'll write down this now. Question number 2. Okay, so I'll define the time t first. Let t be the time when body okay, so I am defining the time t. What is this time t? This time t, it is a time when body will be at point of reversal. Point of reversal meaning where velocity is equal to 0. Okay, so what is the area now? Area under FT diagram, it will be area of this triangle plus area of this rectangle. Okay, and that will be equal to mass into change in velocity. Now what is the final velocity? Final velocity is 0. And what is the initial velocity? 10. So using this we can calculate the time. Okay, so I'll write down area. What is that? Half into base is 10 into height is 20 plus area of rectangle. Okay, we have written area of triangle first plus area of rectangle. Area of rectangle will be what? T minus 10 into minus 10. Okay, so I'll write down. So this will be T minus 10 into minus 10 equal to mass into change in velocity. Mass of the body, it is 1 kg into change in velocity. Final velocity at the point of reversal, velocity is 0. So final velocity is 0 minus initial velocity, it is given in the question 10 meter per second. So minus 10. Only unknown in this equation is t. So t equal to 21 seconds. Now what is meaning of this? Understand. Okay, what we have done actually in this numerical, a particle is given whose mass is 1 kg. Now what is impulse? Impulse is force into time. Here we don't have constant force, here we have variable force. Okay, so at a particular position, okay, at a particular instant of time, velocity will be maximum. Where will be that? When force is maximum. Okay, so when force is maximum, velocity is maximum. Okay, so at this location we found out what is velocity. Okay, so that Vmax we found out. Then what is the second question? Okay, because of that impulse, that body or particle, it will travel with some velocity and finally there will be reversal. Now that reversal meaning what? Velocity is 0. So final velocity is 0. So what we have considered here, t is the time when velocity is 0. Okay, so we got what is the total area. This will be the total area, area of triangle plus area of rectangle. That is impulse. It is mass into change in velocity. Mass is 1 kg, change in velocity. Finally it is 0 and initially it is 10 meter per second. So using that, what we found out, what is the time where the particle reverses. Okay, we have completed this numerical.